Hi, welcome to this session on categorization of web services. We shall understand how to categorize web services in this module. In this lesson, I'll explain how to categorize the web services and what is involved in the categorization process. Web services is not unique. Web services, as per the definition I gave you earlier, has at least two connotations. Per the definitions that I introduced to you earlier in this module, we can categorize web services into two different broad categories: the RPC based web services or RESTful web services. To be more precise, we will categorize them as XML-RPC based web services and RESTful web services. RPC here stands for Remote Procedure Call, and this is not a new terminology. RPC was introduced by Sun Microsystems long time ago as a means of communications between two disparate systems. With the introduction of the Internet and the World Wide Web, the term RPC got expanded and different platforms started adopting RPC in different ways. For example, Java platform introduced JRMP protocol, which is the Java Remote Method Protocol. Using this communication protocol, two Java applications deployed on the network connected them on the Internet could communicate with each other. Here, one Java application will invoke the method call remotely on the other application on the remote server. XML-RPC is the extension of this RPC, where XML as XML-RPC is used to invoke the method on one application by another remote application. However, the biggest differentiator here is that both the invoker application and the invokee applications are unknown to each other or doesn't even care whom they are talking to. For example, the invoker application could be a Microsoft.NET application on the Internet, and the other application could be a Java application on a remotely deployed server. Now, this is the real phase of application integration. XML-RPC allows the invocation of a method or a function of an application deployed on one system on the Internet by another application deployed on another system on the Internet. Both these applications don't care about the application on the other side. However, the invoker system knows exactly the method name, parameters, etc. that needs to be passed on to another system, and the XML-RPC helps you doing that. The following diagram provides a high-level overview of RPC or XML-RPC invocation mechanism. As you can see in this diagram, it represents the bare-bone fundamentals of the concept of web services. Two disparate applications deployed on two disparate systems can communicate with each other and exchange the information. It is needless to say that the invoker application exactly knows the method name, the parameters needed, the types of the parameters needed, and the return type of the data. In the same coin, the invokee's application's method returns the value, and the value is returned to the invoker application, and the invokee application knows what to do with the data. The XML-RPC provided a bare-bone way of application integration. However, the technology has progressed, and we now have a lot more sophisticated way of managing the application integration the XML-RPC way. In the next lesson, I will introduce you to the new terms, technologies and specifications which will help you understand the web services in a better manner. In this lesson, I explained the categorization of the topic of web services and what is involved in the categorization of web services.